More and more now I find myself yearning, gravitating towards something that should feel natural, but seemingly hasn't been there for more than a decade. People's peace of mind, the ability to go out and see genuine smiles on people's faces. Seems like nowadays when you go out and about, people are so cold, people are so secluded, people are so isolated, wanting nothing to do with people. Mental illness is on a rise. The use of medications for mental disorders has gone rampant. Insecurity is out of control. People feel out of place. They don't feel peace of mind. They don't feel confident in themselves, in their own skin. They don't feel comfortable in their own skin. We've gone to a point in society where more and more men are clocking out and are going to want to clock out. Just the other day I was out at Mod Pizza, if you guys are familiar with that place, if you got one near you. And the gentleman taking my order, just completely disregarding me, customer service, took the order, did the bare minimum, put the pizza in the oven, rang up my total on the register, didn't say anything, didn't say a word to me, moved on to the next customer. Everyone has bad days. I understand that. And I normally wouldn't bring up stuff like this. But it's become such a common occurrence now to get these kind of interactions. When it comes to persevering and working entry-level work or working towards an end goal and people seeing that end goal out of reach, a lot of men just figure, what's the point? What's the point of saving your money when the dollar's getting weaker seemingly day by day now? See, gold's up to it went up to like $4,400 an ounce. Seeing the price of housing, seeing relationships, and by relationships I don't mean flings and hookups, I mean actual relationships, building towards something. Seeing how things are so lost nowadays. So many people just figured, why even try? It seems like a rigged system. Why even try? Now, there's many culprits for this, and we often hear AI blamed, social media blamed, whatever division stuff is going on. I think it's a perfect storm of everything. I think a big problem too is during COVID, during the lockdowns, for 2 years, we were kept inside, isolated, with masks on, having not seen a genuine smile in a long time for many of us. That is going to do something on our psyche, no matter what anyone tells me. That is going to play something on your psyche. Combine that with everything else going on, with the AI stuff. I myself DoorDash on the side, going into different restaurants, McDonald's, Thai places, whatever. And now you have kiosks that people take orders on. These little tablets. No customer service, no person-to-person interaction. Taking the order on the tablet, the food's brought to you. We have lost that ability. We have lost the necessity to make someone else's day, to put a smile on someone's face. We're almost at a breaking point right now. With social media, people are just so insecure because all they're doing is comparing themselves to other people. And these BS artists and people on social media, they're only going to show themselves in the limelight. I myself, in my videos, I've talked about my successes and my downfalls and my falters and my shortcomings. That is real confidence to me. To me, what really bridges the gap between arrogance and confidence is only talking about your successes and in many cases, exaggerating or even fabricating them. Whereas with confidence, you're comfortable in your own skin. You'll be yourself. Yeah, I've succeeded at these things and I messed up at these things. I've made mistakes along the way. And I'm going to continue making mistakes. Where has that gone? Where has people's peace of mind gone and the ability to be comfortable in your own skin with who you are? We're told everywhere nowadays, you have to be this, you have to be this way, you have to be this way. We need to uplift each other, even with the stuff with men even. I see a lot of men trying to bring down other men when we're at a point where we need to lift each other up, especially us men, if anything. With all the cultural dynamic stuff going on, we need to have each other's backs. The stuff with the height stuff, all this stuff, I see a lot of men pushing it. You need to be 6 foot. You need to be this. You need to be that. You need to be this. Look, I'm not going to act like I'm some perfect guy. I've got hairline receding, which I'm working on that. Hopefully that ensues well. But, you know, I'm 5'11", but not 6 feet tall. But I'm still not going to want to see other people and try to talk down to them, be like, oh, well, you're not this height and you're not this and you don't have a perfect this. And that is so ridiculous. It's, again, this rise in insecurity. You see it all over. It's bad enough when you have these toxic street interviews and females and stuff pushing it. But when you have men just trying to instill insecurity, because that's ultimately what it comes down to with the rise in narcissism people talk about. There are people who are broken, who are insecure, and they're miserable, and they want to see other people that way. So we've come to a point where, as a society, this is just not sustainable. Now, I'm not one that believes in a lot of the doom and gloom and all this stuff. But we are witnessing, in a way, right now, the fall of Rome. We are witnessing people lose themselves and their own ability to be at peace and to support one another. We're witnessing a crash and burn as a society. I think even far back when me and my little brother, and I have some friends now who have kids, boys around the ages of 5 and 6. At what point did we lose that innocence to just enjoy going and with the outdoors and going for a run in a park, building a Lego set, sharing something with your friends? At what point did we first see how cold the world could be? We saw manipulation for the first time. We saw abuse. We saw violence. At what point do we break? At what point do we realize people can be amazing, decent, good people, or they can be an ultimate detriment to one another? At what point do we break? Even thinking back to a lot of the media, a lot of the movies and stuff, people used to bring their dreams to a reality. I know this is not a lot before my time, when you had Star Wars and Alien and these things that were created by people who wanted to bring their dreams to reality. When it seems like nowadays all the movies coming out are either remakes, rehashes, reboots, sequels to movies that don't need sequels, stuff taken off other stuff. We are producing a society of imitators, not innovators. Where are the dreamers? Where is the spark in people's eye? The ability to see that if we don't have each other's backs, then we are going to crash. Because look, I'm someone who tends to keep a small circle. But I still understand humans are naturally social creatures. We need to bring back that peace of mind and comfort. We need to get rid of that insecurity. Now look, I'll say this much too. I'm in Seattle, right? So I'm in a bigger city. We've all heard of stuff like the Seattle freeze. I like to think it's not like this in other parts of the country. But I've even heard people from rural areas, people from other states outside of the city and all different kinds of places, saying that they're perhaps not to the extent as it is here, but they have noticed these kind of things going on. Because again, that's not exclusive to the city. Instagram is not exclusive to Seattle. The AI is not exclusive. All this stuff is widespread. So that's just my spiel, guys. Something's got to give. Thank you guys for viewing.